I would like to tell you about the scariest dream I've ever had. It occurred when I was in ninth grade, I think, when I was living at my dad's house. But before I tell you about it, I need to explain one thing. This is roughly how my bedroom was set up back then. That's me sleeping with my feet closest to the door. The door leads out to a hallway to where I can see the bathroom, and it loops around the corner where the kitchen and living room were. This is my brother's bed. His feet would have been close to my bed, and that's a dresser that had our TV on it. Alright, now that you know the layout of the bedroom, let's continue. So by my mom's house on the west side of Indianapolis, there's an old train tracks that nobody goes down anymore. No trains run down it. The dream started with me walking down the train tracks at night. I remember I was walking alone, and the train tracks are not well lit, so it's just me walking down, just looking at the ground, trying to make sure I don't trip, and out of nowhere I start hearing footsteps behind me. The footsteps caught my attention immediately, and I remember looking over my shoulder just slightly to catch a glimpse of who it was. I could tell it was a man, but it was so dark outside that he was black from head to toe. It was like a shadow was walking after me, so naturally, I started walking quicker. But I notice, almost as soon as I start walking quicker, he starts walking quicker. So I start moving even quicker. Same thing happens. I break into a jog. He breaks into a jog. And around this time, I can hear the footsteps actually getting closer. So I break into a full-on sprint. He breaks into a sprint. I can hear the footsteps getting closer and closer. And I'm so focused on running that I trip and I fall and I bust my ass right on the ground. And I'm face first on the ground, and I'm looking at my hands because they're covered with dirt and gravel, and then I remembered, and I flipped over onto my back, and his hands are coming down at me, and they're right in my face. So I woke up in bed with a gasp, and I looked around the room. Okay, the TV's on, it's on static at this point, it must be really late. Cool, my brother's still asleep, I didn't wake him up. And then I look down the hallway, and I can see that the hall light's on. I have about a split second of why the heck did we leave the hall light on before that black figure sprints around the corner into my bedroom, and I back up against the wall, but he climbs on the end of the bed, onto my bed, puts his black hands in my face again. I woke up batting at the air, and I knew I had to have been awake for real because my brother said something to the extent of, "You're awake, shut up, stop screaming." And I looked at my alarm clock, and it was about 6 in the morning. I had to wake up for school soon anyway, so I just stayed awake at that point. There was no sleeping after that.